I would like to play two different sounds, one on every single tick, a ticking sound, and one when the timer is done, a gong or a bell. I found two sound files on the net, and I'm going to link them in the description of the video. And let's just add those two to our project. So create a new group, call it sounds, and we just drag and drop those two sounds into that group. And we copy the items, and we're done. Next, we implement the class that plays the audio. So let me add a new group, and let me call it business logic. And in here we add a new file, call it Pomodoro Audio. And this is a class of that name. So we have two sounds, and I would like the play method that this Pomodoro audio class is going to have accept a parameter that lets me decide which of the two sounds to play. So the easiest way to do that is we simply add an enum, call it Pomodoro audio sounds. There's two cases. One is for done. This is the sound that is played when the timer is done. Goes like that, done. And the tick, this is played when the timer ticks. So what I also would like to add is a calculated property that returns the name of the sound resource that we're going to use for those two cases. So we add a resource property to this enum, and it switches on itself. And in the case of done, it returns the bell sound. In the case of tick, it returns the tick sound. Now we can use that enum here in our play method. So this is a function, and it's called play, and it takes the sound parameter, and this is of type Pomodoro audio sound. And since this is the only parameter, we can use the underscore. Now, to play audio, we have to use, or we can use, the AVAudioPlayer. And the AVAudioPlayer is part of the AV Foundation package. So we add this package. And we are going to need an instance of the AVAudioPlayer. I'll make that a property of the class. A private var audio player. Audio player like so, and it is nil when the instance is created. I like to make my private variables start with an underscore, just out of habit, makes it easy to read. The audio player needs to be configured with the contents it needs to play, and to do that we first have to have a path to the audio file and an URL. From that path, first get the path from the bundle, because we added the sounds to the bundle. And we used the for resource of type overload here. And the resource, we simply can use the sound parameter we received and use the calculated resource property from up here. For type, we can just pass nil. And since we know that we have those two files, we are absolutely sure, because that can return a nil, but we know it isn't. Then we create a URL, like so, URL for file path. So use the path we created. And now, next we instantiate the audio player. So the audio player is AVAudioPlayer with contents of, and we pass the URL. Now, this is going to complain because this might throw, so we have to try it. And if we have to try, we have to do and we have to catch, and here we simply, I'll put the error then we actually play the sound using the play method. Okay, let's see if this works. Let's add a new group where we put all our views in, and in here another group, demos. These are not actually going to be used in the app. We just use them to demo the business logic we implement. So I just gave it some name for whatever reason. Let's rename it AVAudioPlayer demo. We want 2 buttons in here to test the 2 sounds. So this, add a button, play done, and the button that says play tick. And we're going to add an instance of our audio player. So is a Pomodoro audio instance, and the audio player as a play method. We select the done sound, and here we use the tick sound. And when we click on here, we should hear the sound. Let's try this. Yes. Wonderful. Okay, so far so good.